Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flow lesson.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Rabbi. Free Malachi York, man. Now, we all want to talk about the movie. If people was asking, is the movie out? The movie's out on the video side. You can watch it for free. The Pickup. Now, like I said, people was talking about the 24 elders, and I was saying about young elder said that he's the 23rd elder, and I'm gonna tell you. So that's how I know this dude Rashard Jamal got that from us. The Allah crew, you know what I'm saying? Me, Phase One, Dad. He's the third elder. This is our perspective, though. He's the third elder, Azabukel, right? Mark Brady, the 13th elder, Quaterson, the 15th elder, Raziel, the 12th elder, Raguel. So when I heard Faye say that Rashard Jamal said that he one of the elders, and then we asked which one is he? He said that he was Anubis. So I'm saying that Anubis is not one of the elders. That's another generation. That's a later generation that come with the Najaru's generation. So it's like that part, but we ain't got to get too much into that. Because we ain't out to go out to nobody. We out to get the job done. And that's to get everybody, the people that want to be prepared from what they give them what they need so they can get up out of here. Now, here's another part, because they say, well, how are y'all the 24 elders? Or this or that. It really was only 7 of us that were supposed to come and do the job, but the other ones just came to assist. So they ain't out in the front like the other 7, right? And so if you go reading the Holy Tablets in chapter 1, in the first page, or not the first page, but the first part of the Holy Tablets, Doc tell you that these Anunnaki beings was going to descend to Earth, and they was going to teach the children, or teach these the people what they need to know so they can return back beyond the stars. Now, Doc said that these people was going to come. Now, so who are these people? They were going to come. Who are these people today? Who are these elders? These elders. It's really 7 masters, because for the people that the old heads that have been around, they know about the wise man book. The wise man book break down the 24 elders. Rashard Jamal say he ain't never read none of Malachi books though. But the only thing I got with Rashard is if you saying you 23rd elder, but you saying you ain't with us, you can't be a 23rd elder if you ain't with us. Because we are the people. I don't want to get too deep into it, but if you say you one of the 23 elder, then you gotta know us. We the ones that started the shit. Doc started it actually. Doc, the first one to say, "Oh, I'm the 19th elder," who is the leader of the 24 elders. But it's like this. Who else is doing it? Who else is doing it like we doing it? Like who else is putting out that like that stuff like to where you see what you see it? I mean, come on now. So these beings are supposed to come where they at and how, because Doc said they was coming. And then it was gonna be, then one of them was the strongest of them. He was the one they gonna keep it going. Everybody else just faded out. We just kept it going. And we, in order to keep from being attacked and towed down, we had to teach two sides. We had to teach both sides of the story. I had to teach the 200 fallen story. So some niggas now agreeing with the 200 fallen. We just wanted to see whose side you on though. Because you see, if you agreeing with the 200 fallen, then you ain't with us. Because we fighting against these people. Go open your Bible up and read Revelations chapter 12, verse 7 again. So we had to teach both sides of the field just in order to keep them, because they were hacking our account. We ain't gonna say no names. Phase 1 say he like to say names. We ain't gonna say no names because we ain't give a damn really. I really don't even, but they were hacking my account. They got my face, try to get my YouTube shit down, try to get all my shit down, these people. Like she said, the druids. It just depends on what perspective. It really was actually that they got that wrong, right? So it really was. It was the 24 broke into two parts. Half of them were disagreeable, and half of them were agreeable. But it was one that had both natures, and that's the 19th elder. The 19th elder had both natures. He had the 720 degrees of disagreeable and agreeableness, which is why he was chosen to be above and in charge of the 24 elders. But then you had if you go into the wise man book, Doc put the wise man book out. You might can get that book at All Eyes on Me Culture Center in Decatur or over in Stone Mountain, right? If you're in the Atlanta area. Or you might get it from one of the Sabine brothers. They might know where to get it. Or the Nuwapian brothers, they probably know where to get that book, the wise man book. You might can get it on Scribe, and it might and be careful because it might be some. Doc said it was they misprinted some of the stuff in there, so some of the elders might be out. They got the fourth elder switched around with the fifth elder, right? In the because you go look in the holy, but you go look in the holy tablets. The holy tablets also got the 24 elders in there too, and you can read the holy tablets for free in the links in the descriptions in after the show. I don't think I put it in here yet, but so after the show, when they get off, you can go in the descriptions and then scroll all the way down. You'll see where it says the holy tablet link, Malachi. You can read for free, right? And he talked about 24 elders, like at the end part, going to the end, or what he must talk about. Inky was one of the elders. So this is the thing. See that when Rashard Jamal said that he was Anubis, that's not one of the elders, but Anubis could be tied in with one of the elders, and that's Inky, right? But I don't see that because we already pointed that out already. But here's the point. Half of them was disagreeable. Now the 23rd elder was disagreeable, right? So it was something. So I can get into which ones were disagreeable and which ones wouldn't. But some of them were classified, and this disagreeableness is what they call malevolent. And then you got benevolence, which would be agreeables. And then Mikael right? He got Mikael in your Bible for you Bible guys. For you guys that think y'all on the Egyptian science, Amen. Amen. For you Najaru niggas, we don't like Melchizedek or none of them names. We don't deal with none of them people, none of them characters. We deal with Amen. These niggas, man, look, that's what we still make it seeing. Like I heard some two dudes arguing. One dude said he was talking about Melchizedek, and the other dude was talking about Amen, and he was a Sabine. And he's saying, "Oh man, no Amen." The Nawapian was talking about Melchizedek, and he was talking about Amen, right? And I'm saying, damn, these dudes talking about the. They don't know they talking about the same guy. It's just like watching two guys argue over. He's saying Eli, and he's saying Allah. Oh no, it's two. Oh, that's a different God. Eli, my God, Eli is a different God from Allah. That's like this dude over here saying Shalom, and this right here dude saying Salam, right? Salam, same damn thing, man. These people, and you know what happened? If you go back, open your Bible up, you will see that these a certain group, and it really was Enlil and them. Enlil and them did it, came down and confused their tongues. And then they blamed Tammuz. Enlil blamed Tammuz so he could take the fall. Why? Because after Enlil failed because Enlil got in trouble for giving the okay to upgrade the humans. And all this is gonna tie into the pickup, what I'm getting into, right? So Enlil said it was Inky's idea. Because when the Anunnaki, because people were saying you contradicting yourself. 1 minute you saying the Anunnakis are bad guys, because that's from the 200 fallen perspective. The Anunnakis were bad guys. Keep in mind, Adafa, Enoch's was going back and forth between the 200 fallen and Mikael and them's group. You read the book of Enoch's, and he was like a middleman, taking the message to each other. So it was like they had their own perspective, and I can get into really what the whole war is about. People don't want to hear what that is. People don't want to hear that when I tell them what the real war was about, right? Because they came down and took what you know what, some Mushu. They came down for Mushu, man. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself, right? And I'm gonna get to your questions in a minute because I ain't paying attention to the chat. Yeah, but I'm gonna get to the questions in a minute. Just give me a minute. But like I said, 12 are disagreeable and 12 are agreeable amongst the elders. And I don't think Doc go into that in the Holy Tablets, but I know he go into it on the Wise Man book on which ones are disagreeable and which ones are agreeable. And so I would like to ask Rashard Jamal what made him say that he was part of the 24 elders. 23 elders. Because the reason why he said, and like I said, most everybody go around saying 24, right? Because that's what's in the Revelation chapter 4, verse 4. But they don't know about that one seat, the 24th seat, that was Halah's seat, right? And Tanush, and they chose to vacate that seat, and he got kicked out. Really, he got kicked out, technically. He got kicked out. And so he lost that seat, and that seat was the 24th seat were given to all the prophets, right? But we could get into the 11th elder, Metatron, right? Metatun, you can say it Metatun. That's how Doc said. That's the 11th elder. Because I would like to, I would like to ask him, well, who are the other elders? Because how you gonna say you with us, and then you never, like, it don't make no sense to me. And I know never mind. But I'm gonna go on to the next thing. But like, yeah, how they gonna, Mushu? They came down from Mushu, brother. You want to go read it? Go open your grandma's Bible up, King James Version of the Bible, to Genesis chapter 6 and read it out loud. And after you get through reading it, say the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Or if you want them the Naru niggas, you say, oh yeah, well, the craft of Amen. Same thing. I mean, niggas be arguing over. Like, I be scratching my head like these niggas arguing over the same thing. They really saying the same thing. But once you start to gain the perspective, you will be able to see that what some of the people arguing over this, they saying the same thing, really, a lot of the time. If you just sit back and observe and be the judge, be the observer, right? Now, back to what I was saying about Enki and Enlil. So this is read the 666 book, the 24 druids. Yeah, they still in our shit. That's really what you call the 24 magi. So they still in that shit, right? It's the magi. The magi was these priests. The word magi, magic, magnetism, right? These guys, these 24 elders were scientists. Another word for scientists, alchemists. Another word for alchemists, wizards. Another word for wizard, magi. The mad guys, right? We get into that. They called us the mad guys, right? So when you get to that, you're talking about a bloodline of wizards, the 24 elders, right? But I don't want to get too sidetracked. Yeah, but they stealing. That's Ashtar Command stealing our stuff. They like to twist our shit around and turn it. They even steal our names, these guys. Right? These Ashtar Command guys. Nobody really talking about Ashtar Command like that. I know the first elder. I can't really remember. I know the 23rd was disagreeable. I think the third elder, I know the 12th elder Raguel was agreeable. The 15th elder was disagreeable. Razael, he disagreeable. Malevolent. Like I said, Mikael had both natures. I want to say Azabuk El was disagreeable. I think, but he had two names. He was one of the ones that was gaining two natures too, because he had two names, and the other name that he had was him gaining that other nature. So he was one. The third, the three, the fourth, the three, the four, and the five. The fifth elder, third elder, Kamuel, Azabuk El, and the Azabuk El is the third. The fourth elder is Baraki El. I think I'm saying that right. Those were the three wise men, right? The three wise men is the third elder, the fourth elder, and the fifth elder. The sixth elder is Zozar. He was the pharaoh during Imhotep's time. He incarnated as a pharaoh during Imhotep's time, and they had all his people had the people with the hazel eyes. They come from that bloodline of Zoza, who was the sixth elder, right? Okay, so I'm really getting out. Let me go back to what I was saying about Enki and Enlil, because it ties into why how humans became the children of the Most High God. Songs 82 chapter 6. I mean Songs 82 chapter. Damn. Psalms chapter 82 verse 6. You know what I'm saying? Where all the year the children of the Most High God. That's what I'm building up to, right? And this is why the pickup is happening. All right, so Enki, when the Anunnakis came here, they came here looking for gold. And so, to make a long story short, they got lazy and didn't want to dig no more. So they decided to engineer man. This is a semi storyline in Genesis, but it actually goes back before Genesis, because that Genesis is their Genesis. We'll get into it, the genealogy of Isis, right? But so to make a long story short, Enki was already experimenting with these beings that were here called Enki, which he later on called Enkidus, right? These Homo erectus, 8-man type creatures. Enki started working with him, and he started get them to follow commands, like you do a pet. Like, so what Enki did is he got them and put them in a cage, and then he saw what he gave them some of the stuff they never had, like chocolate. Enki and them had chocolate way back then, right? So Enki had chocolate. So what he'll do is he'll walk to the cage, he'd give him a piece of chocolate, and then he'll tell him to do a trick or do something. And so they say Inky do, right? They still call him Inky do. And so when Inky would give him the chocolate, he would tell him to do something, and they go, and they became the later on the people, but he'd go, and they'll do it, right? Whatever he say. And then so Inky said, man, I could use these beings. All I gotta do is just upgrade them and give them more motor skills, more give them our abilities. And they can rule Earth and do this operation for us. Well, it'll be a self-ran operation, right? Check this out, right? You still got some niggas out here like that. You still got some Inky do ass niggas out here. They they do whatever they call them now do boys, right? They call them now do boys. You see, you got some do boys. Well, they do anything they can tell them to do. That type of people, right? Them the Inky dudes. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Inky said, okay, I can upgrade these guys. But Inky, being that he went over the project no more, it was Enlil's over the project. And Mother Ninti was the master scientist because she's a news head scientist. His daughter, Mother Ninti, who becomes Hathor in ancient Kemet. Right? We'll get back to that. She's the one that's breastfeeding the child, and she's got the horns on her head with the sun disk in the middle. That represents the Taurus, because this Taurus age is when the creation of when they did this upgrade or this Atom project, which took place on Mars, in the laboratory on Mars, where the face is. Doc already pointed this out in the Holy Tablets, right? So, what they did is they started adopting these beings to make they had a meeting first, and then Inky brought it to their attention and said, "Oh yeah, well these beings, I got these beings and I can upgrade them. I already found somebody I can upgrade, and we can make them. All we gotta do is just give them a couple of gene slices, and boom, they could be able to work the mines." And it really wasn't. When you think about working the mines, you think about a nigga with a hat on, with a light, right, and a nigga with a hit chiseling away at the wall, right? Nah, they were operating heavy equipment. Inky had designed heavy equipment, like big ass cranes, them big ass dump trucks with the big ass wheels on it. Inky made that a long time ago. Them big ass dump trucks that haul gold, they was hauling gold on it, and other minerals as well, because they didn't just come for gold. Gold was just the one thing that you know about. They came for other things, like Doc said, chlorine. He goes into that in the Holy Tablets, right? Diamonds. It's diamond. So Earth is one of the largest deposits on this side of the galaxy, besides Pluto, of crystals in the center of the Earth. They grow big and huge in the center of the Earth, these crystals. And so the Anunnakis harvest this to build crafts and other 0-point energy devices and things of that nature. But what happens is they had a meeting about it, and Inky brought it to their attention, and they needed Enlil's approval, so Enlil approved it. Because Enlil wanted anything that would make himself look good. Like he wanted to, because the whole plan was there was a whole bunch of gold coming to Nibiru, and when Enlil saw that, he got jealous that his brother was outshining him, so he wanted to come here and see what he was doing. When he see what he's doing, I want to take over. I can make more gold out of the operation. So when Enlil got before Enlil got here, the miners wasn't complaining about the work, because Inky would give him a break, let him have a smoke break. He wasn't tripping. Inky wasn't no damn dude that stand over. He wasn't no bird dog. You got them niggas on your job, your managers, that bird dog. They like to stand over you and watch you work. Man, I can't work on no job, man. You gonna stand over me and watch me work, man. I'll mess up something if you won't stand over me. That's how Enlil want to stand over you, right? But Inky didn't give a damn. As long as that number look right, them numbers look right. Inky didn't give a damn what the hell you got going on. Them numbers look right. That's all I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Enlil, he a different ball game. So at first the miners did start complaining until Enlil came, because Enlil was trying to crack their back to make him do more, beat Inky's numbers out that he was sending the gold coming back, right? And so that's why the thing led up to the miners complaining. They coming up with the idea to upgrade this Homo erectus 8-man Enkidu man, boom, into this Homo sapiens. And so they started adopting these beings, taking them to Mars. And then they started adding their DNA. And it took them about several hundred years to get this perfected. And the beings that they each year or each 100 years, it really wasn't but a couple of days to them, or less than that, really. Because really, It depends on really on Mars now. I think 1 year is like 400 and some days. I think for 1 year. It depends on how long it takes for the planet to make one orbit around the sun, right? And the days are a little bit different too. Hey man, shout out Marcus Walker, bro. Peace and love, brother. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. So what happens is they start taking people to Mars and start upgrading them, and it took us 700 years. Now Inky having a kind heart because people was under the impression that Enlil was the good guy because they reading the holy tablets, and they hadn't got to the part where when Doc started talking about, oh, these Anunnakis came and they was eating the people, right? We're gonna get into that too, but that's a whole nother group, right? They part of the same group because it's a brother and the reptilians who made a deal with these beings. So we get into it. One of the brothers who was an Anunnaki, his name is Eloh, right? And actually, he can be classified. He can be classified as not an Anunnaki because technically he came here first before Anu came here, right? So Anu didn't really see him here. He came here like he stopped here just to refuel, and then when he refueled his craft on the way to Neptune, when he pulled, because they were nomos, they were mixed with nomos, and so they needed water to power their crafts. And so when they stopped here on Earth, they refueled, and when they pulled the ocean water into their craft and started using it for fuel, they saw the gold particles in it. And so that's how Eloh knew there was gold here, and that's how that story play out. But go back to like I said, they started upgrading the human, and the beings over that 600 years of time that they were upgrading them humans, right? And you can read all this in the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi Z. York, and the links in the descriptions if you're new to the channel. Master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York. And so it took them 600 years. And the leftover beings, because Inky had a good heart, they could have like cremated them or got rid of them, but they didn't. They let them live. So for those generations or those genes of the upgrade of the homos from Homo erectus to Homo sapien, those prototypes still live on Mars. Those are the people who live on Mars that Elijah Muhammad was talking about, because Inky and them left them on Mars. The prototype. So it's people that's on Mars that are the first prototypes of the humans. Go back at Elijah Muhammad already pointed it out. Then Doc came back and broke it down a little bit more. Another thing. So eventually, after the 600 years, they got this Homo sapien, but only after. Hey, Hakeem, you got it gone. Yeah, I don't know why you. What time is it, bro? Oh, heck no. Nah. Oh, heck no, this dude tripping, man. This dude that came up here touching something at 7, 11 o'clock at night, and he got to go to school. It's crazy. Nah, man, you got to go to sleep, little bro. All right. Man, nah, you ain't getting up, man. This boy that was crazy. He up like a ghost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so they end up getting the final product, and there was several different people that was involved with this project. Overall, Enlil approved the project because he was over it, right? But he wasn't even involved in the actual upgrade. He was just the guy that said, "Oh, you go ahead and do it," right? Because Anu put him over the gold project, and so that's how he ended up getting the blame overall for it. But it really was Inky's idea. Inky the one came out with the idea. But overall, in the people that worked in this laboratory on Mars called Shemti was the main scientist, Mother Ninti, then Inky. Then later on, Inky's son, his third son, Anunnaki son, whose name is Ningazita, you know him as Tahuti, right? Who is Murdoch's little brother. Tahuti is Murdoch's little brother, Ningazita. Right, and then he got two more. Murdoch is one of the sons. Murdoch stepped in on the project too a little bit, and then Ariskagel was involved. Nergal was involved. That's Inky's other son, Murdoch's other brother. And who else was involved? It was Nergal and Damkina, which is Murdoch's mother. She was involved too. So it was like 7 or 8 people involved in that that whole thing, right? In that whole thing of of that upgrading from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. And then the finishing product, Mother Ninti actually surrogate the child. She put this child in her womb and surrogate and birthed the child herself, the first human, right? Herself. So you really that's the first way that you children of these Anunnakis. The first classified human beings is surrogate mother by Mother Ninti, which is what that statue of Mother Hathor breastfeeding the first classified human being, and then she got the horns on her head, which is the Taurus age, the age of Taurus. We in the age of going into the age of Aquarius. We just came out of the age of Pisces. Murdoch took over and started ruling the age of Aries, which is why you see the ram head in ancient Kemet on Amun. Amun has the ram head because the ram head meaning that Amun or Murdoch ruled in the age of the ram. During the age of Taurus was when Enlil ruled, which is why you'll see Enlil like a bull, like they got him like half bull with the Enlil head on a bull. That's because he ruled during the Taurus age. All right, so this is the same time they was doing the upgrading on the humans, right? So that's what that statue's about, right? With the sun in the age of Taurus, right? And so boom, that's the one way. Then so after the humans began to do their thing on Earth, leading up to Enki coming to later impregnate a woman, which birthed a Dafa. He impregnated a regular mortal. Because I'm really skipping past a lot, but to speed it up, Enlil, because I'm speeding up to, because there's a lot we got to go over. I'm speeding up to the part where you get back another tie-in with the Anunnakis to become these children of the Most High God Anu. Keep in mind, Enki is Anu's son. Mother Ninti was Anu's daughter, right? Okay, so Enki ended up impregnating a human and birthing, having a son and a daughter. One of them, that son name was Adafa, who was half human, half Anunnaki. And actually, Enki actually made fun of, if you read the lost books of Enki actually made fun of Enlil because Enlil said, I want to get rid of these humans. And because they ain't getting smarter, they ain't getting more intelligent. And then Enki came back and said, man, this is one that's intelligent. He intelligent amongst them, and he speak our language because Enki had taught Adafa the language. He had actually, because he told his mama, he said, soon the boy born, bring him to me. So Adafa hung out with Enki the whole time. Enki was teaching him, right? And so Enki taught him how. So the whole Adafa learned the Anunnaki language just by growing up. It's like this: if you go to China and you start as a baby when you're born, and they are only speaking Chinese, you going to end up learning how to speak Chinese. You ain't gonna probably speak English, but you'll speak whatever you're born with, right? So that's why Enki told his mama to bring me to the boy as soon as he born, and so I can lift him up, right? So Adafa growing up knowing the Anunnaki language, then he ended up eventually taking a trip to Nibiru, right? Enki sent him to Nibiru to meet Anu, right? But so the descendants of Adafa are from Enki, right? Then he did it again because Enki like impregnating women, right? Humans. So he did it again, and people were thinking that Methuselah was his dad, but Noah, Utnapishtim is what Doc pointed out his name was. Utnapishtim Noah, or you call Noah in your Bible, Enki, that's Enki's son. Noah is Enki's son. And Enki is the one that testified against Enlil about the flood. Because look, he was the only, it was only a certain amount of witnesses that was left to be able to say, oh yeah, this took place. There was a whole bunch of people and this flood happened. So that's why Enlil didn't like Noah and his people. Enlil didn't like Noah and his people because he was a witness against the crime that was committed, the galactical crime that had been committed. Right? The upgrading of the humans, that was a crime. And not to mention the flood, and not telling the people there was gonna be a flood, that was a crime. right? Because he had bad intentions and hoping that they were going to die. But Enki wanted to save his son, and Enki is your Yahweh. Enlil is a Yahweh. Murdoch is a Yahweh. All these Anunnakis were Yahwehs. All Enlil's sons were Yahwehs. Murdoch was a Yahweh. Jibrail, Hanuel was a Yahweh, and Hanuel is one of the elders, right? Hanuel, I think Hanuel is the 8th elder, right? One of those 24 elders is Hanuel, who is Jibrail or Gabriel in your Bible, right? And so, well, what was I? Yeah, so Noah was Enki's son. So that make Noah Anu's grandson, right? And y'all you pretty much can take over from there to see that all of y'all. So you come down from Shem, Ham, or Jeffrey. You are Enki's son. That makes you the children of the Most High God. I knew. And then, not to mention the Hamites, then the Canaanites, who y'all saying that the fake Jews and all that over in Israel, they are sons and daughters of the Most High God and knew as well. Because they come down from Ham, and Ham is the son of Noah, and that'll make the Ham Enki's grandson. That'll make him Anu's great great grandson, a great grandson. So, yeah, the albino Jewish people that you saw, the Jewish people, they got the curly hair, not the ones the Fugolord ones. The people that you call the Canaanites with the curly hair, with the ones that some of them got afros. But they albinos are right, and those people are children of the Most High God, Anu, from Enki, right? So you see now, all of you the children of the Most High God, Anu, Elion, El. Psalms 82, chapter 6. We told you this. We told y'all this. The niggas want to be the devil, and they want to say, oh, this or that. They want to go with the 200 fallen, because we was really teaching that information to see whose side you on. Or are you with Michael and his angels? Or are you with the dragon and his angels? The 200 fallen. Huh? Who couldn't wait around and hang around. So we said, man, be cool. We're going to get you some Mushu, man. Just hang. Murdoch told him. Michael told him, man, hang tight, man. I'm gonna do this wedding. It's gonna be a whole bunch of girls there. Y'all can come down and kick it, hang tight to everything, chill out, and I'm gonna get all y'all hooked up. They didn't want to wait. As soon as they came down, they took it. Genesis chapter 6. Go read it. All right, you can't make stuff like this up. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, and the niggas that wrote that, they couldn't make it up. They got it from somewhere. Believe it. I'm telling you, man. And so most of y'all are descendants of Noah, in the fish tomb. So you are children of the Anunnaki. Now, for you niggas that say, oh, well, we don't deal with the Anunnaki no more. We deal with the Nibiru. Anybody close to them, when they say that, they need to spit in their hand, or they might be disrespectful. Just slap their ass in the back of the head, because they talk about the same damn people. Elohim, Anunnaki, the Nibiru are one of the groups of Anunnakis. Now, they are different because they look different. The Nibiru don't really got beards, thick beards like the Anunnakis. Because they got the Nanaga and Hindu in them. And they got Anunnaki in them too. They're like the children of the Anunnakis. These Nidarus or Nijarus or Netarus, who actually starts with Murdoch. Right? Murdoch becomes Amen. Or it really starts, the Jarus come down from Enki's side. We still dealing with Enki. Because the Jarus start with Murdoch. And then Tahuti is Enki's son. Ningazita. Go look it up, Ningazita. And he's actually sitting. I'm starting to believe that it's some connection with Tahuti and Imhotep. Why? Because if you go look up the statue of Ningazita and then put it next to the statue of Imhotep, and it is a connection. I know the connection. I already came out with the connection. The connection was that they were masters builders, because they all sit in the master's, the grand master's chair, right? Because Imhotep was a grand master, Ningazita Tahuti was a grand master, so it makes sense, right? And if you go all the way down to Khufu, sitting in the grand master chair with the lion's paw, all the way down, right? But the Jaru start with that family, the Enki's family. Tahuti, Osiris, that's Enki's son. The four main sons start to go Najarus, your Netarus, which is the same thing as Elohim. Y'all niggas sound like the same. The niggas that's arguing saying Allah and Eli is two different things, right? So these people were Anunnakis, the people that start in the Najarus. Murdoch, who becomes Amen, Ningazita Tahuti, and Osiris, right? Now there was another one that's really Anunnaki, but she took a Najaru because they were using avatars. The Najarus were higher ascended beings. They use avatars, and so and the Anunnakis use avatars too as well. Like I said, they all the same people really. Just that the Anunnaki can be a loose term, kind of like American. Like a lot of people call themselves Americans, like Chinese. Different people that from different ethnic backgrounds call themselves Americans, like that kind of thing. There's several different races that can be classified as Anunnaki, right? And that's a difference between the Anunnakis and the Agigis, right? Yeah, so it's a difference. Yeah, Ptah. Yeah, so Enki becomes Ptah in ancient Kemet. That's another thing. And so like a lot of these is really titles, because and then I'm gonna tell you where it become, if you don't be careful, where it can become crazy. It's because they took avatars. These Anunnakis took avatars, so they might come back looking different, right? So if you pull up the Holy Tablets, you will see in the Holy Tablets there's two pictures of Ptah. There's two pictures of Ptah in the Holy Tablets. Go check it out. And so they dealing with avatars. But let me get into this. Inanna is another Ishtar or Aset is another one that starts your Najarus, and she Anunnaki. Because Inanna is Nanar Sin's daughter. Nanar Sin is Enlil's daughter. Enlil's son. So that makes Inanna Aset Enlil's granddaughter, still Anunnaki. How can you get around it? How can you get around that? So for all niggas that want to wrestle, we don't deal with the Holy Tablets no more. That's outdated. Not for a newcomer. Not for a newcomer. And this, it sounds like to me, the Holy Tablet is still the hottest shit out, because we ain't heard no new hot shit from y'all. Y'all say if the Holy Tablet is outdated and you got some new hot shit, let us hear it. We ain't heard it yet. We ain't heard the new hot shit yet. It sounds like to me y'all still quoting all the same shit Doc already put in the old books. You just rewrote it. That's just my perspective. You just put it into pot to rocks. So like y'all still quoting all the same dope punchlines Doc Ben had in the old books. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's just my perspective. So, and I'm entitled to that. Do as you will, do as you please. On your when you talking about going to get them books. We don't want to say do as you will. That's fucking that's Lucifer's shit. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't down with him. Hey, so it's like this part. What we're trying to do is get you to see that all of you the children of the Most High God, and that some of you have who chose to leave will leave when the time comes. You already left. What's about to happen already happened. See, it's only confusion to us. It's because we trapped in this earth realm, this time frame, this illusionary realm. But once you get out this realm, you're gonna see a different thing. You're gonna remember that all of you came here as children to go to school, and you put on this uniform called a body, right? You put this a uniform. Like some schools got to have a red, they got a certain color shirt and the color of the uniform. Well, every certain schools got uniforms. Like Mars got a different uniform from this uniform. It's similar because Inky them upgrading, they're doing the upgrades up there on Mars. But our bodies are more advanced here on this planet than their bodies, right? Elijah Muhammad pointed that out. That he said we more crazier than they is. They live longer. They live 400 to 1500 years. These people on Mars, but we shorten our lifespan because we too crazy. That's what Elijah Muhammad said. And we got that tape if you want to check it out. It's called The Galactic Family of Life Part 5 with the Elijah Muhammad in the Galactic Family Family of Life playlist. It's like some of the first tapes we put out. But what I was trying to say is that some of y'all are from above, and y'all descended to ascend, and those who came down can go back up. The L's can go back up, right? The Bays are gonna stay here to be the meek that inherit the earth, but a new earth and under a new heaven. The new earth ain't gonna have the same energy fields that you got in this old earth. It's a whole new energy field. It's gonna be a fifth dimensional energy field where the reptilians can't vibrate that high. They only can go up to the fourth dimension. And that's why they want to stop us from going past them to the fifth dimension, because they won't be able to use our energy no more and to feed off this negative energy. They the ones that promote the NBA young boys. They the ones that promote the movies with violence. They the ones that promote drugs. They the ones that promote prostitution. The whole Luciferian game is about not only keeping us down and trying to trap us here with our desires and fears, but it's also to stimulate a food source for them. This is food for them. They eat this energy. So if your food source was getting smarter, will you want to keep your food source dumber than you? You don't want no chicken talking to you, do you? That you before you about to cook him and fry him up. Man, you want a chicken talking to you before you about to cook him? I'm saying that part, right? Say, hey man, please don't cook me. I got kids. My wife just laid 2 eggs. Right? You niggas snatching they babies and everything. But then you complain when the reptilians and dirty grays, the marker beans, snatch your people up and then put them in the blender and suck them through a straw. Well, actually they swim around in it and absorb it through their skin. But that part, it's the same. You part of the food chain, right? The Anunnaki is the top of the food chain. Well, it's actually some people higher than them, but they don't eat. They ascended beings, and the Anunnakis are ascended too. See, okay, so the fifth dimensional realm, I came out with my own ideology to explain it, but it's really you can't explain it in this realm until you won't be able to explain it until you see it and get there and feel it. But it's not I can't say it's a dimension. It's a frequency. It's a higher frequency, a higher vibration. Because some people don't like the word dimension. They say, oh, there's only 3 dimensions. So we'll use the word vibration and frequency. Well, Crystal City is up there right now vibrating on this 5th dimensional frequency. And it's like this. To make an example, to break it down for some people that's on and they probably don't understand, to give you a simple how we saying, when people say they channeling and all that, right? And you got these channels on TV, right? And then you got, if you had a 2-way walkie-talkie, let's say you had 4 channels. If you go to channel 1, you tell the other guy to go to channel 1, you can talk to him, right? But if you just so happen to go to channel 2 and he's still on channel 1, you won't be able to talk to him no more. And then so on and so on. So once, if the reptilians only got channel, they can only talk up to channel 4. They two-way walkie-talkie only go to channel 4, and they can talk on all them channels, but they can't talk on the 5th. They don't got a 5 on they thing, so they can't talk on 5. So what the Anunnakis did is jump up to 5, and they talk right there on 5. So the reptilians can't hear them. It's just I just want to break it down on that simple mat, but that's break it down in that simple format, right? So it's kind of like what the 5th dimension is. The 5th dimension is that realm where certain beings who don't got that many channels can't go that high, right? And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that some of us are from above, and some of you are from below. Some of you, once you go through the graduation process, which is 1,000 years, which is really one day, and then you take your jobs or your next journey or whatever it be, some of you might chose to join the mission on Nibiru. Nibiru is a council, a police station, a governor's, kind of like the White House, a floating White House, a big, huge White House, because that shit's 63,000 and some change in diameter, or circumference, right? Right. So it's like that thing, type of thing. So yeah, some of y'all are the children of the Anunnaki. Some of y'all are children of the feline beings, because they classified as Anunnakis. Some of y'all are children of the bird beings. You just took on this uniform. Back to that uniform. The body is a uniform that you took on when you came here. Just like going to school. But when you leave here, you're going to have to take out this. You're going to take this uniform off and put your real clothes back on. And you might be a bird being, a blue avian. And that's why you like birds so much. You might be a feline being. That's why you got so many cats around. And the cats love you. Right? And the cats listen to you. They can understand you. Even though you might be speaking English, what they're hearing is your vibration. And that's why they move like you tell them to move. They hearing your frequency. You resonate on the same frequency. Than why? Because you are them. They are in a different school. They are in this earth school, the same school as you, but they on a different grade than you. You probably started out where they was, and then evolved up as a spirit, grown into a living soul to the point where you at now, to where you in this certain awareness of consciousness. Right? So you might have came here and started out as an animal, as a pet, and now you worked your way up in this school. And so now a lot of y'all have made it. This is the class of 2030. There were many classes before this, and there'll be many classes after this. Some of you will fail and get stuck in this dimension and have to repeat the 3rd dimension all over. But those who graduate, once you go through the training process at Crystal City, like I say, some of you will be brought back here you will see a new set of stars. You won't see the same star chart no more. And I'm thinking that that's because they hologramming it, but I can't really. They don't want me to go too far into certain things because it'll just freeze the brain and cause a paradigm, right? So just keep in mind your sky do glitch, and keep in mind, go back and watch that tape. Is it real or real? REEL or REAL? Right? And so I'm getting back to the body. So this body or this uniform is a car that you're driving around in this earth school, this earth realm. And you on this journey called life, this ride called life. And you're trapped in this car. And the only way to get out is to do what they call die. Which is those pass is really what it is, pass to the next level. So they telling you what they telling you what it is. And so look, we told you when you pass, you go straight to judgment, right? But check this: when you pass when you go to school and you go to the next grade, what they say, you passed. And when somebody dies, they say you passed, he passed away. But they take it away because they can't see that next dimension or that next frequency that people transition to once they leave the body as a gas, right? Once they leave the body, you take your last breath, you go, and you leave your body. That last breath. If you ever been around somebody when they go, sometimes you can hear that breath leave. That spirit of God, right? Mentioned up in Genesis, the spirit of God, right? So you on this ride called life in this car. Some people choose to let other people ride with them. You can let demons into your car, and they could drive your car into wreck your car all up. Some people look bad because some people look bad in life. They be 30, 40 years old, look bad in life. Why? Because they let demons inside of their car. And the demon drive your shit out there. I remember one time I was riding with a dude, one of my homeboys, and he had a demon spirit on him. And he drank and he go speed. He speed, man. I don't like ride with nobody that speed. I drive like driving Miss Daisy. And this guy, he speed, man. He just make my spirit clench every time I stop riding with him. Because I don't like having my life in somebody else's hands. I don't play Russian roulette like that. He's drunk as hell, speeding around. You know, I don't like riding with people. You know what I'm saying? You know, because your life is in their hands as they driving you around. I don't like Ubers, none of that. You know what I'm saying? They can drive me. Nah. I don't want no driver. If I was a billionaire, I'd drive myself still. I don't trust no driver. Myself. I'm telling you. But they look bad because they let demons into their car. And the demons will gas you up and everything. They'll gas your car up on full octane and have you doing some shit that land you right up into the cell in jail. Gas you all the way up. Right? And they'll drive you too. You know how people say, oh yeah, he drove him. He drive him. They'll put a steering wheel right in your back and drive your ass right off into the ditch. If you let him. I'm telling you, man, drive at Miss Daisy, man. I'm telling you. You know how they can drive like 5 miles under the speed limit. I'm telling you, man. So it's like this. Are you driving your car, or is your car driving you? Or are some demons driving your car? Or is somebody that's like somebody you got into it with? Are they driving you? Because if you get into it with somebody and they cause you to do something, then they in control of you. They driving your car. Can't nobody force you to do shit you don't want to do. You drive your own damn car. Especially when you come of age, and really of age is 12, 13, according to the scriptures. Once you take the bar mitzvah and become a man, 13, 12, you become responsible for your own sins. I'm talking like trying to talk to everybody, because I know we got Christians that listen, we got everybody that listens. So bear with us. We kind of because there's gonna be different religions. There's gonna be 7 different types of religions on the they go in these schools. It's 7. A lot of y'all are from 7. Some of y'all are from 7 different religions, right? Because they talk about the 7 churches in Revelations, and these 7 churches, the 7 spirits of God, which we can get into, the 7 chakras, right? The 7 chakras, the 7 sounds. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. And it's really the other one was it's a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And then it's another one that goes higher than that. This be the 7th one. Because they put do. They put do there, but it ain't do. They got do on there twice. But hey, you say religion is a trap, because we can get to that, because re means to do again, and allegiance is a group of demons. Now, but this is the thing. The Anunnakis are well conversed in overstanding. So it's gonna be a lot of you good old Negroes that say, "Oh, religion is a trap," and this and that. And we can get to what your definition of religion is. I just gave you what one of mine is, but it's another side to it, because it's angelical beings, good beings, supreme pure beings. That's Christians. I didn't heard them get up and talk, and when they talk, they voice They voice purge you just from hearing them, just from saying 2 words. And that's what they call in the Christian world the Holy Spirit. That Holy Spirit comes out and it hits you. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man. You like, so some people probably can bear witness to this. Bodhi can do it. Bodhi is a Christian. That's Faye's dad. Bodhi got it. If Bodhi get in his zone where he go into his fasting and he purifying, he come out and start talking, man, he'll make you cry. Bodhi called me one day and said, open up your Bible to Psalms chapter 81. And I read that shit, and then when I read it, with him from talking to me, I broke down in tears. I'm telling you, man. So it's like that. It's people that's in Islam that's got the same type of energy. It's people that's in other, it's good people in everything. You hear what I'm saying? It's bad people in everything. So it's gonna be Christians in heaven. It's gonna be Muslims in heaven. Even though you may say, "Oh yeah, well they was following this false Jesus or this or that." We ain't looking at that. We don't care about none of that. We looking at what was his intentions. What was his intentions for following this false people, if they were false? Ain't a lot of good coming out of people going and saying that they down with Jesus, the real ones, the real people that's down with Jesus, man. That's the people, man. I'm telling you. They talk about Catholics, but when I was homeless, Catholics are the only people that gave me a place to live. I went to my own people, family, everybody. Well, I went in the area where I can get to my family, because my family would have gave me a place to stay too. They tight on it. But actually, at the time, I wanted to be stubborn and didn't want to go to them. Right? I wanted to just, no, I ain't gonna go to them. That's what really happened with that part, right? But the Catholics gave us a place to stay, right? And the Catholics is the ones that are always giving out food, everything to everybody. I'm talking about the good ones. But you hear about the priest messing with the boy. You hear about all that. You hear about what the devil's infiltration game is all about. Because the devils will infiltrate the Muslims and then say he a Muslim, but then go blow up a building. That's not Islam. That's not Islam. Not Islam, the religion. Well, it might be that shit that they got. They ain't Islam, the religion that we know, that Rasulullah taught us. You know what I'm saying? Go blowing up a building. Now we wasn't no punks now. In Islam, we ain't no punks. Now we ain't no killers, but don't push us in Islam. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no killers, but don't push us. In Christianity, they say, oh, if they can slap you on this side, give them the other side. You know what I'm saying? If he's pop, knock the teeth out your mouth, say, well, go on, try this side out. That's what Christians do. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Hey, so I'm down. When it comes down to that, I'm with Islam. I don't want the niggas come down to defending yourself. I'm with Islam. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was with Islam too. When you really draw it down, he was doing all that. We can go into that too. But the point I'm making is, man, that this is a year of purification. This is a year of completion. We must rekindle our flame of purity as the chosen people. We wasn't like we are now. This music the music they putting out didn't exist. This kill your man, stab him, split his throat, jump on his, talk about his mama, shoot his mama. All this didn't exist. This came with Satan and his infiltration. Satan infiltrate the Catholic Church and molest little kids. And then all Catholics, because it's called a tactic that he used, stereotyping, to where he get and it's another thing to go with that, which is a part of his alchemy, which is called one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. So if he can get that one bad apple in there, then he can get the whole bunch spoiled. That's how Lucifer moved. So he infiltrate the Muslims, he infiltrate the Masons. And now everybody thinking that old Mason is satanic. They promoting it because of Albert Pike, who was a devil, and Antoine LaVey, who were devils and satanic worshipers, who brought their satanic worship into the Blue Lodge. And so had one side who kind of got an idea of what's going on, they then slid into this Baphomet thing with coming down from Aleister Crowley now. Aleister Crowley and Antoine, well, it really was Aleister Crowley that brought that. I said Antoine LaVey, but correction, it was Aleister Crowley who brought that witchcraft coming down all the way from what they stole from Tahuti, pretty much, because they were all students of Hermes, who is Tahuti, who is Ningazita, who is Enki's son, who was a grandson of Anu. Tahuti was the grandson of Anu, or is the grandson of Anu. Tahuti is Ankh. You hear it? Tahuti is Ankh, the eternal key of life. We can get into that. And so that key is significant because that key is what you get used to get to the door. That's a key, is the key to that door. And then once you get to that door, you'll figure out it's a whole nother world here. It's a whole other world right here in your face, and you can't see it. It's a world it's worlds that exist here on this earth. There's a higher frequencies, and you can't see it. Colors. There's colors and sounds that exist that a dog that's already here. A dog can hear them. A dog can hear these frequencies. A cat can see these frequencies that you can't see that's already existing here. You only can see to a certain frequency. Ultraviolet, where they cut you off it. Ultraviolet, where they cut you off it. Right? And then you got sound. Humans only can hear up to. Hakeem, leave that alone. This boy right here up. Oh man, there's got to be something with this. Like, he ain't going to sleep tonight. And I know he ain't took no nap today. Probably because I'm talking, though. So I'm about to really get off in a minute, though. How long have I been on? About an hour? Might have come back for a part 2 on this, man. But like I say, man, this year you must get forgiveness from anybody that you've done wrong to, man. Make it right. This is the year you make it right with anybody you done wrong to. And it don't matter if they don't forgive you, because the universe gonna understand your intentions. If you go to them and you sincere and you make right what you did wrong, the universe gonna forgive you. And that takes a little bit, that takes that weight off your heart when we weigh it. Your heart will be weighed. And a lot of you's heart gonna bear witness against you. And if you fail, you get thrown back down into this third dimension again. They call it hell. School is another word for it. Hell. School. Right? So, but hell's fire, you stick gold into you stick the golden children or gold into a furnace to burn out the impurities. So we are here to burn out the impurities, to burn out the desires. Because a lot of us chose to listen to Iblis and Halal now, which is the same. Halal, Iblis, same guy, right? But we chose to listen to Halal, right? Iblis. And because of that, that's a part of it, of us having to go through this school. Right? That's a part of it. And a lot of you are making your way back home again. A lot of you are gonna find your way to the ship. We will win this war. We already won. Go read it. And it's right here the part where I want you to go find your grandma's King James version of the Bible. I want you to knock that dust off. Open it up to Revelations chapter 12, verse 7. And I want you to read that out loud and proud. And then I want you to put your hands together like this and take a bow. And I want you to say, the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, as you rise your frequency, like phase 1 said. And on that note, we about to get up out of here, man, because these boys got to go to school tomorrow. We already over the time anyway, man. We'll be back tomorrow with another banger. We got a newcomer coming on. We're gonna be bringing some newcomers on, so stay tuned for that. And free Malachi Z. York, man. We love you all. We send love throughout the boundless universe to all. What up?
Never have it been made so clear.